Oh boy. Oh man. They let your boy back in this place on this website. That was a mistake after an amazing, incredible Saturday night. This is TOMMYTALK. Tommy Talk. It's your guy TG Tommy Gann here. Wow. Can you tell I'm excited? Hey, how can you tell I'm a Chicago Bears fan? That's crazy. Oh, I'm a Chicago Bears fan? You can tell I'm a Chicago Bears fan? How can you tell I'm a Chicago Bears fan? Incredible. Incredible game. For those who are living under a rock, the Chicago Bears defeat the Green Bay Packers, the vaunted Green Bay Packers, 22-16 in overtime. One of the greatest regular season victories in my lifetime for the Chicago Bears. They were down by 10 points with just a little over 2 minutes remaining. Carlos Santos kicks the field goal to make it a 7-point game, but he got it a little too late, so they didn't get the 2-minute warning, that extra timeout right there. That was very bad. Because of that, had to kick the onside kick. It's recovered by Josh Blackwell after it gets bobbled by Romeo Doubs. They go down the field. It looks like the luck has run out. 4th down. The rush is coming at him. Caleb goes to his right. A little bit of sidearm. Back corner of the end zone. Touchdown. Ja'Day Walker, first ever National Football League touchdown. Unbelievable. Incredible. My goodness. Hit him with that dance that make it look like he was here before. He has been here before. Wow. That's all I can say. Wow on that. Goes to overtime. In overtime, Packers get the ball first. They go down the field a little bit. They go forward on 4th and 1. Fumble the snap. Bears get the ball back. And Caleb Williams with that pass. That pass to DJ Moore was all-timer. All-timer. One of the best passes I've seen in a long time. And truthfully, if I'm correct, Pro Football Focus actually examined the pass. They give it a 2+ rating. Only the 31st pass they've ever given that rating. First time this season they've given that rating. That's how good of a pass it was to DJ Moore. He drops it in the bucket. Talk into the right into the breadbasket, over the shoulder. It's over. The place is going absolutely bananas. Amazing. Now let's get to the first thing on the agenda when it comes to this. Number 1. Don't apologize for this win, because I am not. And don't let anyone tell you that Jordan Love going out with a concussion, not a dirty hit by the way, and Malik Willis coming in negates anything. Because Willis played great out there. Played awesome. I think he played better than Love did coming into that. Well, how he was playing there at the start of the game, Willis was playing better. Also, the way Willis plays football really messed up the Bears defense. They could not defend at all a lot of the time against Malik Willis. He got away from him so many damn times. How many times did he scramble away for a first down? It was infuriating. This was not because Jordan Love went out of the game. I think the Bears could still have pulled off that win if Jordan Love doesn't go out of that game. I think Malik Willis played an amazing game. Now, I get that what the Bears have been doing is not sustainable. I understand that. I get it. They keep winning these last-second games, these big-time comebacks, and people are saying it's like Washington from last year, and now Washington this year sucks. It's just, an endless cycle. And Williams did not have a good game for most of that game. I've seen a couple different Packers fans, and some of them we'll get to in a minute, say that, but if you took the first 57 minutes of the game, well, the Packers would have won. If football was played with 57 minutes, then the Packers would have won the football game. If you judge the first 57 minutes, the Packers were way better. What is this? Fantasyland? Go to Disney. Go watch a Marvel movie if you want. Like like your fantasy role play played out. What, a 57-minute football game? Is that the way that you see it? Is that what all we count? Is the first 57 minutes? No. Wrong. Incorrect. We played for 60 minutes. It's not my fault. It's not the Bears' fault that the Packers did not play for 60 minutes. They stopped playing after 57 minutes. The Bears said, okay, we'll pick up the slack. And guess what they did? They came back with an incredible win. If there ever was a more appropriate nickname for Caleb Williams than the Iceman, I have yet to hear it. He throws that touchdown pass. What does he do? Does he throw his arms up and go nuts immediately? No. Puts his hands in his pockets. Sees it give a touchdown. Does that right there. That man is icy. That man is cold. Cold-blooded. Incredible. Awesome. And after all was said and done, DJ Moore, who has had at times a rough season, and people have been saying that he wants out or whatever, he's not happy with the offense. He gets interviewed after, obviously, an incredible moment. And he said 3 words that resonate more than any other for me. F the Packers. Bears Packers is special. It is. Truly, it is. It's the closest thing the NFL has to a college-style rivalry. I've said that before. And it trickles down from the fans and the media down to the players on the field. It was even getting chippy on the opening kickoff. Now, a little story time for myself. If you saw my story or my Twitter video, I was at a bar called Joe Willie's in Denver. Shout out Joe Willie's, which styles itself as a Chicago bar, a Bears bar. It's not like official Bears bar or anything like that. It's not a huge, big thing, but it pretty clearly, when you walk in there, the owners are Bears fans. They got some Bears stuff on the wall. It's clearly a place that Bears fans will go to watch a game. Clearly. I go there with my very good friend, Henry Collins. Shout out Henry, former guest on Ice Cold Sports. We walk in there, sit down on the table, sweat it out for the entire game. Finally, things turn around there at the very end. People are going nuts. Caleb throws that touchdown to win it, and pandemonium. I hugged multiple different guys. I hugged the owner like 3 times. Like everyone was going crazy. It was awesome. It was one of my favorite. It was an amazing environment to be in. Just brotherly hugs all over the place. Bears win. Dap up. Big hug. Bear hug. Chicago Bear hug. It was amazing. It was awesome. And these guys knew something that my friend Henry didn't even know watching it happen. They understood the pain and the misery. The true and painful memories of the Bears getting beat down by the Packers so many times, being the little brother, quote unquote, to the Packers many times. And to see that happen and see the Bears win in that gigantic situation, it was unbelievable. It was incredible. Now, on the flip side, for the Packers, I see a lot of people coping online and getting angry and grieving. Some are taking it in stride, but many more are most definitely not. Now, I'm going to be fair here because I would be doing the same thing if I were in their position. I have done the same thing while in their position. Okay? If my team lost in that fashion, and my team has lost in that fashion before, I ain't happy. I'm pretty salty. I'm very salty. And Packers fans are salty. And one of those Packers fans, well, supposedly, his name is Ben Brust, and he's part of a podcast called KBN on ESPN Milwaukee. Kyle Brust and Nortman, former University of Wisconsin basketball player. Also, supposedly, I guess, a formerly Chicago Bears fan, according to his old tweets, but we won't get into that right now. But don't let him forget that either. He shot his mouth off a bit over the last few weeks, along with the co-hosts, between these 2 Bears-Packers games, which you are liable to do when you're on sports talk radio. That's how sports talk radio works, last time I checked. And then, after the game, and he had a few outlandish takes on Caleb Williams. Oh, the Bears are not going to be a threat. It's going to be good for the Packers as long as Caleb Williams is the quarterback of the Chicago Bears. the game progresses. He tweets a couple times. And then after the game, nothing. Silence. 36 hours, all of Sunday. Silent, silent, silent. The internet streets are going crazy and nuts. And Freezing Cold Takes is retweeting your thing. You're getting eyeballs on you. And you just go silent. You can't do that. If you're trying to make an impact as an influencer, as like a sports commentator guy, you can't just go silent when your takes go bad. Okay? Okay? You need to go into attack mode immediately. Not tomorrow. Not after breakfast. Now. Now. Okay? All right? You do like first round mock on Twitter, aka alleged former Jets scout Daniel Kelly, and noted Caleb Williams hater. Did he stay quiet after that game, after Caleb Williams did something heroic and amazing? No. He tweeted a video of a single incomplete pass by Caleb Williams while tweeting out like the last 12 games what his completion percentage was. That is a true internet grifter and how they operate. Okay? All right? When you are wrong online, you can't stay quiet. You need to either double down, deny, or hit the spin zone. You could have hit the spin zone easy. You could have been kind of reconciliatory, but also hit the dang spin zone. That's what you got to do. This is me giving you the advice, Ben Brust. You need to hit the spin zone. You have a lot more followers than I do. Get the follower counts up, okay? Get in the crawl of Bears fans like me who are looking. The hornet's nest is going. It's buzzing. It's going crazy around you. You can get the eyes and the attention and become hated by the city of Chicago, but in doing so, become a bigger figure online. But instead, you go silent and quiet until today's show, where, of course, they were coping and putting all this stuff out. But he's barely tweeted all, even with that show coming on. So, Ben Brust, who has tweeted before that he was a Chicago Bears fan, and I guess when he went up to Wisconsin, he suddenly became a Packers fan. I don't know how that works. You have to hit the spin zone. You have to attack. That's the only way to operate in these internet streets. The only way to operate. But yeah, I've been watching all these clips online. Packers fans, a lot of people streaming themselves watching the game, freaking out, breaking down with this game. And, it's really been a delight. And that's not a Christian thing. As a Christian myself, it's not a good thing to take delight in the pain of others. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this show, because there's no reason this show can't be educational, beyond sports even, it's the concept of Schadenfreude. That is Schadenfreude. Okay? It is deriving pleasure from the pain of others. And it's not right. It's not a good thing. You shouldn't do it. It's a bad thing. It's a bad thing, especially in real life. Thankfully, sports are a little bit, separated from that. But I will say, in reality, to defend myself a little bit, a lot of it is just a mirror back in my own life. Because the way these people were reacting and getting angry and upset is exactly what I would be doing if I were in their shoes. Saying the same exact things. I saw the guy from Packcast, who seems like a actually pretty entertaining guy. They throw that. Caleb throws that touchdown to tie it. And he's wide open. How is he so wide open? I have literally said that before in anger at my screen at the Chicago Bears. So I can't, it's just the shoe being on the other foot. A mirror back in my own life. That's all I gotta say. Now listen, the Bears still have a shot at the number 1 overall seed. They need the Seattle Seahawks to lose one more game, and they got to win against the Niners next weekend, and then against the Lions to end it. The Lions lost on Sunday against the Steelers, and that means the Bears have clinched their first playoff spot since 2020, and one more win, and they clinch the NFC North crown. We're right there, folks. I'm hopeful. This team can't stop pushing now. They can't let this big win Slow them down, okay? They can't get into the letdown spot hole. They need to keep it going. Keep it going, okay? All right. And listen, I also say this. I'm a big enough hater that I have been going through the ESPN playoff machine and trying to figure out how the Bears can get the number 1 seed and the Packers can miss the playoffs. It's the truth. And there is a path. There is a path. It does involve the Bears losing the last game of the season. And I'll be honest here. If you said, Tommy, the Bears will lose, but they'll get the number 1 overall seed, and the Packers will be out of the playoffs, you know what I'd say to that? Doesn't sound too bad to me. I probably shouldn't be rooting against my own team, but if it's not going to hurt them, and it means that certain people up north aren't going to get postseason glory, then I would take that. Now, to be fair here, it's going to be Bears-Packers probably again in the playoffs, and I'm not looking forward to that at all. Let's not pretend like the Packers aren't a really good team. Do I think the Bears would lose in the playoffs? I don't know. It'd be back at Soldier Field again, and I think that gives them a good shot. And I think these two games were so dang close, and the Bears improved. Obviously they came close in that first one and won the second one. So I think the Bears can win in a playoff game between these two teams, but we shall see if that comes out. If it comes down to that, we shall see. Finally, before we sign off, the college football playoff, the first round was this weekend, and there were some really good games. The big comeback by Bama against Oklahoma. The nail biter between Miami and Texas A&M. But what I really want to talk about is and I've railed on this program before about the G5 and the push, the G5 squeeze out that's going on right now in the college football media, trying to take away what is rightfully the G5s, the group of fives. Tulane lost 41-10 at Ole Miss. Not good. James Madison lost 51-34 at Oregon. Also not good. And I see people on social media, a lot of people, saying, we were right all along. No more G5. G5 auto bids, gonzo. Bye-bye. No more. Before the games, Joel Klatt, and listen, as a fellow University of Colorado alumnus, I love Joel Klatt. He's my guy. He is my guy. I'm one of the top Joel Klatt guys on Al Gore's internet. I want to make that perfectly clear. However, he goes on there and says no one wants the upsets, and he besmirches the name of March Madness. March Madness! A sacred sin against sports fans. Besmirching the name of March Madness. I don't know what to tell you. The fact that now we have decided that underdogs are no good anymore. We don't want the underdog. The underdog can go the way of the dodo. It's disappointing and sad. It truly is. I have a whole range of emotions that I can go into about it. First of all, it feels like it didn't become really unpopular until, one, the network started getting involved. Okay? When ESPN and Fox put their heads together and said, hey, we can make more money if we cut these guys out. That seems like a big one right there. And also when you kind of got the NBA and NFLification of college football, where everything has to be condensed together and everything has to be modernized and streamlined, and that, traditions that can go away as long as we get, as long as we get USC and Michigan every year instead of, every couple of years, or as long as, we start having, Ohio State play Washington constantly, Texas playing Georgia constantly. As long as Texas can lose 3 games and have a chance in the national championship, all's well, all is amazing. And that's important to bring up because people are angry and upset about those two teams making it. But I don't care if Tulane lost by 1,000 points. I don't care if JMU lost by 1 billion points. They still deserve to be in that playoff 1,000 times more than Texas or Vanderbilt for winning their conference championship. I'm sorry. It's the truth. It is the God's honest truth. And if your brain has been fried so much by talking heads and ESPN and Fox, and you've lost the signal of what college football means to people and the traditions and the fact that it's not supposed to be this rational thing. It's not supposed to be, we're going to get, the national championship isn't supposed to be about, hypothetically who's the best team. No, it's about who's the most deserving team, how it's always been until the last couple years. I don't know what to tell you. You don't actually like college football. You like NFL Junior, which is what college football is becoming. NFL Junior. It's disappointing and it's sad. And I grew up rooting for a Group of 5 team, the Northern Illinois University Huskies. And last year, Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame. And it was an incredible moment. But these people, according to... I love you, Joel Klatt, but according to Joel Klatt, no one wants to see that. Really? Really? Now, the real problem is not the fact that JMU and Tulane were in the playoff. The problem is that the playoff is too big. Way too big. 12 teams. There's none of the teams that played this weekend, besides, honestly, Tulane and JMU, because at least they won the conference championships, but I guess not them either. None of the teams that played this weekend deserve to sniff the national championship at all. Not even for a millisecond. It was already a stretch having 4 teams, okay, competing for a national title. But none of these teams this weekend had any business in competing for a national championship. Not a single piece of business. And there was a time period in which you actually had to have a special season to win a national title. And now, you lost 2 games, but you played in the SEC? You're in. Come on, give me a break. It's a joke. Don't tell me if we didn't go back to, 2010, you moved around the conferences a little bit from where it was in 2010, you brought back the BCS system, this wouldn't be better? Come on. I watched that Oklahoma-Alabama game. Those 2 teams should have been playing, in the Sugar Bowl, not in the national title. And the Sugar Bowl, on New Year's Day, that has no bearing on the national title. I watched Miami versus Texas A&M. That should have been the Chick-fil-A Bowl played on New Year's Eve. It's the truth. And no one wants to hear the truth anymore. But it's the truth. In any case, folks, thank you all for watching this very special episode. This is going to be edited down to a more YouTube watching friendly experience. But we're going to be doing more live broadcasts, so please subscribe so you can be a part of it. You can leave comments and we can get you in on the action. I would love to hear from you good people, you honest, decent people of planet Earth. Subscribe. Go to @Tommy SGAHAN on YouTube, on Twitter, Instagram, the TikTok, all those good things. Thank you all for watching. This has been Tommy Talk. That's good. See you guys.